Hi folks, it's John from lastchanceautorestore.com. I'd like to share with you an upcoming project. This is it's up on the hoist here now. It's a 1986 Mercedes 560 SL. So it's a 5.6 liter V8 engine. It's the convertible. It has been sitting, so it's been in the family. It's been sitting for quite a while. So I'm going to guess 6 to 8 years, something like that. It's been sitting outside for probably 2 years under a cover. So it was brought to us on a flatbed, and it had 4 split, all weather-cracked tires and sidewalls. So the tires were just dry rotted out. So we had, I think 3 of the 4 were flat. We had 2 rear brakes that were seized, and the 1 front wheel was seized. So that's how it arrived here. And then it had a hard top, the convertible top sitting bolted to it. So it hasn't been running for a while. So the first thing we did, we brought it into the shop, and it was quite a challenge. We used dollies because everything was seized. But we were able to roll it in. We put it on the hoist. We pulled off the wheels. There's 14-inch wheels on the back of the car, steel wheels, and there's 15-inch alloy wheels on the front. So we wanted to make sure we get the right tires and wheels also. So when it came in, we pulled the rims and tires off, and then everything was seized. So basically, we wanted to focus on the engine and the fuel tank. There's 2 fuel sending units for it, and some filters, spark plugs. Mice had got into spark plug wires, and just normal stuff from a car sitting for quite a while. So we did basically a tune-up on the engine. We'll share with you another video. So we basically replaced the engine oil and filter. We tried to drain the fuel with the gas tank. It was nasty old fuel, and it was plugged. So we removed the hard top from the car to gain access to the gas tank. We removed the gas tank from the car, and we've sent it out because there was a bunch of rust and residue inside. So that'll be pressure washed and tested, and they'll let us know what it needs, whether it needs a new gas tank or they can reline it. So the fuel tank is being pressure washed and tested. We replaced the fuel lines, and we ordered a new sending unit, 2 new fuel pumps, and everything to do with the fuel system. So while we're waiting for the gas tank to come back, we did a full inspection on the car. And it's hard, sorry, because it's crammed in here right now, but the body is pretty reasonable. It's really common on the SL series where they rust out here on the fenders. So this is the driver front fender where they have the nice designer ribs in the fender, and you can get replacement panels for these or fenders. So we'll be looking at this a little bit later on. Obviously we're going to do the mechanical first. You can see there's a lot of thick factory undercoating, and it's peeling back a little bit, so we'll remove that, and I'm sure there's going to be some rust in there. The nice thing is, structurally, the car is very, very strong. So we have to make sure that the main structure on the vehicle was good, the front cradle was good, where the mounting points are, all the way down the rocker panel. So we did a full inspection of the structure. There's a couple of little tweaks we need to do, small little repairs, but nothing major with the underside of the chassis. So once we knew that structurally we were very sound, it was more cosmetic stuff and mechanical. So you can see here now we have, well, here's one of our old calipers. And it's typical just from sitting for so long. The bolts were seized. It was very, very difficult to get them out. Just from sitting for, you know, say 5 to 7 or however many years it has been. So we basically had quite a time getting all of the rusted stuff apart, but now we have totally reconditioned calipers, new brake pads, new flex lines for the brakes, and then new rotors, and those are Brembo, so a nice brand name rotor, not just a cheapy aftermarket. Excuse me. And then we had probably from floating it or from moving it around, I don't think it was done here, but we have a new tie rod with new tie rod ends. So this one was bent, and I'm assuming they probably had difficulty pulling it onto the float before it came to our shop. So we were lucky enough to find one, because normally you can just buy the tie rod ends, and these tie rods for this model are harder to find, but we're able to find it fine. And so we've obviously installed that, We have a new brake master cylinder, and they're making new lines for the front. So lots of progress with the brakes on the front. So we've repacked the bearings, new seal, so this has all been done. And then if there's enough room for the camera person, as we come down, you can see they've already started running some of the new, so this is a nickel copper's lifetime warranty on this type of line. So they've got brake line running to the back, and then you can kind of follow it along. So you got the rusty black in behind, but then we've got the new, so there's a new junction in the back. It was all corroded, so there's basically a T where the supply of the brake line goes to the back, and then it splits to both driver and passenger side rear calipers. So those lines are new coming across. So then if we come over to this side, that's basically what we were talking about earlier. They have 2 Bosch fuel pumps, not just one. They're plug solid and the contacts were seized. We clean the contacts, but they're full of probably gel. So they're not going to work so well. So we've ordered 2 brand new fuel pumps, and there's about 3 filters through the system. We have them also. And we come over to this rear passenger side. You can see we have the new brake flex line here, meeting the new copper line that we ran. And then we've got our new rotor here, and this is the style where the parking brake has the shoes built inside this section of the drum. So that's your parking brake, and then you've got your normal brake obviously to the caliper. The reason why this is just sitting on there, our backing plates are really corroded, and we're trying to find replacement backing plates because it's a main fastening point on these cars. And if we go across back over to the driver's side, you can see we didn't do this muffler, so this is an aftermarket reproduction muffler, but this was done obviously years ago because the car hasn't moved for, I'm guessing it was 6 to 7 years. So the exhaust is in decent shape, which we didn't do this part. And then you can see on this side, same idea. We have the new parking brake assembly is already done, your drum and shoes inside here with a new spring kit. But once again, we have to wait for the backing plates to arrive before we can do the new calipers and all that fun stuff. So just an introduction and just a basic of what we've done so far. And what we'll do is we'll give you another update. Once we have the car back down and the fuel tank in, we'll share with you another video, and we'll get the car running and continue on the freshening of this car. So it's a 1986 Mercedes 560 SL, and I'm John from lastchanceautorestore.com.